Today we're testing out this gold trading strategy posted by Simplified Trader just a few days ago. I mainly wanted to test this because he made some extremely bold claims in the video about the win rate. It does look extremely simple and it's mostly mechanical, and if you know me, you know I love a good mechanical trading strategy. So you know the deal, we're going to be using FX Replay for backtesting, Edgefinder for analytics, and FTMO-style rules. And as always, I'll leave a link to the original video in the description along with the PDF trade log with all the trades taken. Let's break this strategy down in 60 seconds. The pair we're trading and backtesting is obviously gold. The time frame we're executing on is the 1 minute time frame. The absolute first thing that we need to do is mark the London session high and the London session low. He uses midnight until 6 a.m. for London session high and low. What you can do is you can come up here to indicators, you can search in session highs and lows, and I created an indicator here that actually plots them on the chart for you already. You're going to go over here to the settings. We're just going to leave London session selected. We're going to type in midnight and we're going to do to 6 o'clock. You can come over here to style and you can actually remove the background color if you just want the high and low. And you can see here we have our midnight to 6 a.m. high and low, which is the London session high and low that he uses. So now between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. our entry criteria must be met. What we're looking for is price to either sweep the low or the high and then come and give us a market structure shift. Here you can see that we took out the high. And then we got a market structure shift here. And then what we will be doing is we'll be entering from the 61.8 retracement level. So you can go ahead and go on your Fibonacci and hit 0.618. And you can see that retracement level here. We'll go ahead and we'll enter off of the retracement there and take it for 2.5R. And that is basically it. If the low or high was already taken out before 7 o'clock, we completely ignore the trade. So for example, here you can see our London low. It is currently 6:15 in the morning and price took out the low before 7 o'clock. So we are not interested in this. Here you can see our London high and you can see that it was taken out at 9:57. So that is after 9 a.m. So we do not pay attention to that either. The first readily available example for me to show you was on April 10th. Here you can see we have our Asia high. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to extend our line there and we're going to wait for the Asia high to be taken out. And here you can see the Asian high was taken out by this candle here. Is it after 7 a.m.? Yes, it is. Is it before 9 a.m.? Yes, it is. So now what we're doing is we're waiting for price to give us a market structure shift. So we're waiting for price to go ahead and close down below this line unless we get a new swing high or low. Here you can see that we got a new swing low. Here you can see we have a new swing low. Price did not close below it yet. Here you go ahead and you see price close below our swing low here after price has taken out the Asia high, or sorry, the London high. So we're going to go ahead and wait to see how far down this goes. Just drag our Fibonacci, and as you can see, that would have been a loss. That is our first readily available example, but you get the gist. Again, let's recap. We mark out the London session from midnight to 6 a.m. And again, this is New York time. You can use my indicator that I already showed you how to get. We wait for between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and we wait for the high or the low to be taken out. Once we get the high taken out here, as you can see, we're looking for the nearest swing low to give us a market structure shift. So we're looking for a candle close below the closest swing low to give us a market structure shift. We go ahead and we wait. We draw our Fibonacci here. We place a sell limit at the 61.8 retracement level of the Fibonacci. And he actually takes partials once the zero level was hit. But this one, unfortunately, was a loser. We're going to start the test from January 2nd, 2026. And check what the results would be year to date. And we're going to see if we can pass a prop firm challenge in just the data that we have in 2026. So as you can see here in 2026, there were only 18 trades, which is nowhere near enough of a sample size to see if the strategy can survive prop firm rules. So I decided to go further back and test some of 2025. Now, before diving into the analytics, I want to talk about some things that I noticed while testing. In the video, he said to take partials once we hit the zero level of the Fibonacci, but he doesn't say to move the rest of the position to break even, but I mean, why wouldn't you? So that's what I did during testing. Now let's go over the analytics. You can see here that 374 days were traded. So, wow, 49 total trades, a total net profit of minus $576. And this is actually inaccurate. Unfortunately, I started testing in 2026 right here. But because there weren't enough trades, I had to go back in time. So when I started adding these trades here, the equity curve actually started to build backwards. So you can see here, this is actually where we hit our max drawdown. This did fail the challenge, unfortunately. You can see here, max overall loss was 10.6%, guys. The expectancy is minus $12. This strategy is absolutely terrible. I don't understand where he got the 70% win rate that he claims in his video. Win rate was a measly 33%. Profit factor wasn't even 1, and a profit factor of 1 is break even. So this strategy isn't even break even. You don't even have a 50-50 chance of winning. Coming over here into the detailed analysis, the performance calendar, you can see where we started here. I actually had to go back to April 2025, and you can see that did not do well. May was absolutely terrible. June was terrible, and then you can see here that I tested some September. You see October, November was a good month, and you can see December was absolutely horrific. And you can see the rest of the performance calendar breakdown there. You can see Friday was the worst day here with 16 total trades, a win rate of 13%, and minus $1,200. Granted, the whole strategy is trash, and I would absolutely completely avoid this at all costs. Let's go over some of the trades so that you can see that I followed the rules exactly. Here, you can see that we had our Asia low taken right here. We had our market structure shift. He says once we get a market structure shift, we have to see displacement in that shift by a fair value gap in that leg. And you can see our fair value gap right here. Price came down, touched the 61.8 level, also filling that fair value gap, but that's irrelevant. And you can see that we took off one of the losses. You can see that we have our Asia high here. Price came up, took Asia high, came down, gave us a market structure shift, and you can see these two fair value gaps in that leg, giving us that displacement. We go ahead, we enter off of the 0.618 level, and you can see that it smashes our stop loss. You know, something about this strategy is it just really seemed to love to smash our stop loss. Here was a break-even trade. You can see here we took Asia low, we came down, we took Asia low, we got that market structure shift. You can see that fair value gap right here, giving us that confirmation of displacement. We enter off of the 61.8. Once it hits the 0 level, we go ahead and we take 50% off of the position and move our stop loss to break even, and we got stopped out there. I could only imagine if I didn't take partials and move my stop loss to break even, how terrible this strategy would have performed. So I'm guessing that saved it quite a bit. We'll go over one more winner here. Here you can see down here, Asia high was taken. Price just kind of rallies up, doesn't give us a valid market structure shift. We do have a market structure shift right here, but we did not get that fair value gap, so that is an invalid market structure shift. We come up, we come up, we come up, we come up. We finally get that market structure shift right here, and you can see the fair value gap was created in that leg during that market structure shift. We enter our position at the 0.618 level of the Fibonacci, and you can see this one was a winner. There were not very many winners, guys, and only 49 total trades in almost a year of data. For it to perform this way is absolutely horrendous. And it's really starting to piss me off. These people posting these random strategies on YouTube with these crazy claims saying that you can pass a prop firm challenge using this. And then I go ahead and I test it and I get the complete opposite results. If you want to see more videos like this where I take mechanical trading strategies on YouTube from these so-called gurus, please give me a follow. Unfortunately, I can't give you a breakdown of the RR simulator because, like I said, I started in 2026 thinking that 3.5 months was enough to decide whether this would pass a prop firm challenge or not. Unfortunately, it was not. So I had to go back a few months and I had to start from September all the way until April, giving 7 months of data here, and that still wasn't enough, so I had to go back another month and start at the beginning of April. So this was kind of back and forth. You can see here there were 3 parts to it, which is why the equity curve looks a little funky, but This strategy is terrible. Stay away from it. I honestly hope that we don't have another Casper on our hands. Simplified trader. Come on, man. I just hope that by me putting out these videos, it scares these gurus to post a video about some BS strategy that supposedly has a 70% win rate and will help you pass a prop firm challenge. No. What you're doing is helping us give our money to the prop firms. That's not your job. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Stay away from the strategy. And to be honest, I would just stay away from that man's channel at this current moment. The last two strategies that we tested of his were complete dog poop. And yeah, I'm out.